I think Elon's doing great work here. You know, he's got his finger on the pulse. The American people are just so sick and tired of censorship. They're sick of this manipulation. These tech companies are corrupt. Many are inefficient. I think Twitter especially has been horribly run for decades, basically, right? For as long as it's been a company. And Elon I think he's going to take it over.
There was Blake Masters yesterday with me. He is the former COO of Teal Capital, now running for an Arizona Senate seat. The world's richest man could very well ultimately own Twitter. The Wall Street Journal reporting it's possible a deal could be reached as soon as this week, as Elon Musk's folks and Twitter met yesterday. Musk's initial offer of $43 billion for the social media company was first viewed as unlikely to be successful. The board, of course, rebuffed him initially, but now they say they are reconsidering this deal as he shows he is going to have more funding. Angela Morbito, your thoughts here? Look, he's willing to put $15 billion of his own money on the table to make this happen.
I would like to see him do it. I think it would be very, very interesting to actually see a free speech platform be able to be used for free speech. But look, even if Elon Musk never spends a dime on Twitter, just by talking about these offers so publicly, he's actually done a really interesting service in that people now realize just how many folks at Twitter are scared at no longer being able to censor viewpoints they don't like. He's exposed what's kind of going on in that company in terms of who really gets to speak freely and who doesn't. So while I would like to see this go through, I think it would be fascinating. Even without it, Elon's done something pretty cool.
Yeah, well, look, the reaction from the left and from Twitter users has been really rich, given the fact that there's been no comment about Jeff Bezos or Warren Buffett or George Soros owning so many assets. And yet, when it comes to the libertarian who might lean conservative, Elon Musk, Michael, well, that's a problem.
Yeah, look, the left and the establishment of this country has to control the narrative because so much of what they say is jumping the shark on a daily basis. And a lot of the narrative that is pushed on our throats is just completely tethered from reality. So if you take that aspect out of it, this makes perfect sense from a business standpoint. If this deal doesn't go through, Tesla stock is headed, I'm sorry, not Tesla, Twitter stock is headed to the 30s, if not the 20s. This company has never really been monetized. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Jack Dorsey started Square a couple years before Twitter went public, and that was a very successful venture from him. And when you're running two companies like that, the way he was kind of in their growth phases, it's really hard to manage two at once. How Elon would do this? Well, you know, first of all, bring back free speech, bring back a fresh set of ideas as to how to run this company. I think Elon's proven that he can run several successful ventures simultaneously, one of the few people in the world that could do that. And then also, look, you know, you're a board, you can't accept the first offer, you want to get more money. I said last week on the show that I thought this deal would get done. I thought it would get done in the high 60s because I think Twitter wanted 75, and Elon came at 55. Maybe it gets done in the low 60s, but this is going to happen. Elon has the money. He's more liquid now than he ever has been in his entire life based on his stock sales from last year. I think he's sitting on more liquid cash than any other individual in the world. And it's small margin loans, small amount of financing against the operations of Twitter. And this deal actually gets done. And to reorganize a company like this, the best way to do it is as a private company, not a public company. So from a business standpoint, this makes perfect sense. And then this is good news for free speech and the public square. And I think these passion projects is what has made Elon rich. So PayPal was to revolutionize payments. Tesla was to revolutionize electric cars. SpaceX is to revolutionize space travel. So now we'll revolutionize the public square.
Hey, you make really great points, Michael, but real quick, is it worth $50 billion?
Yeah, well, look, when you have this big of a user base, okay, you can turn these social media companies into ATM machines. I mean, look at how much money Facebook has made over the years. Obviously, the stock's down from its highs based on the iOS platform changes, but you can make a lot of money with this many users.
All right, great points.